This is a short report on a multi-convoy trip into Wonnangatta by 5 convoys over the ANZAC long weekend. We had this particular convoy you're looking at the moment came in from Dargo, in through Grant, down into the Crooked River, around to Talbotville, up onto the Cynthia Range and across down via Wombat into Wonnangatta Valley. The other convoys, one went in via Lacola, the direct route, along via Arbuckle Junction and down Zika Spur. Another one came in a little bit further to the west via the McAllister River and Butcher Country. Another even further from the west from Mansfield and over the Bluff and Kingbilly and in that way, and then another came in down from Myrtleford. This, what you're seeing now, is one of 3-day trips on the first day. This was the Valley Mud Run, as you can see, aptly named, taking the low track from the valley down towards the Hart Spur, Wombat Spur down the other end of the valley. A lot of fun was had on that. Another trip headed north out onto the Humphrey River and around, and another one via Pioneer Racecourse down near Talbotville and back again. This particular one, Rob was having a little bit of fun here, but almost tipped over his 6x6, which would have been interesting trying to get that back up. We ended up winching him backwards and then digging his way out to get him onto the right road. At the end of that first lot of day trips, fantastic time around the fire, and then into another set of day trips the next day. This one here is the trip north along the Humphrey River and back around onto Riley's track. A lot of fun here, 13 river crossings along the way. There was about 10 in this particular convoy, and quite enjoyable. In particular, this section here, which was about the 4th river crossing along the Humphrey River, heading north. Some people did it a little bit hard, some people did it a little bit easier, like this FJ40 from the Range Rover Club. Then a little bit further along the track, as we were heading those last couple of rivers and a bit of a hill climb on the Humphrey River, we discovered that one of the vehicles happened to have busted their axle, had no drive. So we spent a couple of hours pulling both axles out, and in fact the prop shaft as well, which then made it a bit interesting to get up a particular hill where we had to winch up. And then back around at the western end of the valley across the Wonnangatta River there. That night, which was the Monday night, we had a long table dinner where everybody brought their meals out and set up along this long table. Had then a fantastic night around the campfire and off to bed relatively early because we were up really early the next morning and joined the Australian Deer Association, who were camped next to us. All up there was about 60 of us for what was a very special ANZAC Remembrance ceremony that was run by the Australian Deer Association. Fantastic job done by those fellas, and a really quite solemn affair. Finished off quite nicely by Malcolm doing a terrific rendition of The Man from Snowy River off the top of his head. We packed up camp and then took the obligatory photo of everybody lined up along the valley. As you can see here, quite a few parenties on this trip, but a mixture of vehicles right across the club, with a couple of non-Land Rovers peppered in there. We then all made our separate ways out. Most of the vehicles left via Zika Spur and up and out and made their way home. It was great to see that everybody got home. Well, almost everybody got home in one piece. Thanks again for everybody that came along, and we'll hope to see you next year.